I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right. Like I come to y'all and tell y'all that my father give me messages, which he does. And when he give me messages, he tell me to come on here and speak on it. So, this is a message that my father gave me to speak on. And it's for all the mothers out there and all the single fathers that's out there in the world. He want me to speak on this. Now, it's a lot of y'all out there that have children, like newborn babies and all that, you know, and y'all can't, quite deal with the babies, you know. And the father sees that. That's why he told me to come on here and speak on it. He sees that the baby is a little bit too much for y'all to deal with. And like I said, it takes a village to raise up children. It takes a village. So back in our days, we didn't have people on TV to help us with our babies. We had to do it all by ourselves. We had to do it from scratch. You know, we learned from our parents, and our parents taught us how to deal with our babies. And especially like when they get sick, you know, and we needed help, our parents would tell us exactly what to do. And back then, the remedies that our parents told us to use back in the day worked for our children because our children was back in the day babies. Now these babies coming up now, I I can't say for y'all to use the remedies that we used back in the day, but if y'all decide that y'all want to try it out, cool. That's cool. Try it out. It might just work for your babies. I'm not going to say that it might work for your babies or not. But see, when you go to the doctors always say, try out things before you bring the baby in the hospital. Bring the baby to the doctor. Because sometimes they rather for you to learn how to take care of your babies yourself before you bring the babies in. That's what the doctors be wanting y'all to do at times. Because sometimes you might be able to handle it, and then you don't have to take the baby to the doctor. Now, when it's something serious and you can't handle it, then you take the baby to the doctor. That's how you do that. But if it's just little minor things, you can be able to handle it. You don't need to take the baby to the doctor. You can just handle it yourself. So the point that I'm getting at, that what my daddy want me to talk about, is Miss Rachel. It's this lady that helped the babies calm down. Now, my grandchildren's, my daughters and my sons, they babies. They take their babies, they put the babies right in front of the TV and let them watch this lady, Miss Rachel. And the babies, they sit there, they watch the lady, they sit there, they smile, you know, like they really know what she's saying. I don't know how she do this. I don't know how she does what she does, but she know how to calm these babies down. She does. She know how to calm them down. So they sit in front of the TV. They watch her, you know, talk, sing, dance, all of that. So she help all of her workers, there, and they be helping her with the baby and all that stuff. She do a lot of things to occupy the babies. So that give y'all time enough to, you know, clean up the house and everything that y'all have to do. That give y'all the time because the babies be so occupied with Miss Rachel. That give you time to do what you got to do. Even if you work from home and you got to work at your house and you got a baby, that give you your time to do your work at home while the baby is watching the TV. Now, that's some pointers that my daddy wanted me to tell y'all about, that can help y'all. Now, it will calm the baby down for a long while. I say like give it like an hour or two. That'll calm. They work that long to keep the babies calmed down. But you got to understand that sometimes the babies get tired of walking on, watching the TV all the time. They want their mama and their daddies. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that babies want to know, like, spend some time with their mamas and all that stuff. But let me tell you something. Excuse me. Now, when you're working with a baby, okay? Let me explain this to y'all. When y'all are taking care of babies. Make sure your babies is dry. Okay? Change the pampers. Feed the babies. Make sure they dry. Make sure they fed. All of that. Make sure their t-shirts ain't wet. Make sure their bibs ain't wet. Make sure everything is spark and span for your babies. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. Make sure everything is spark and span for them. So, when you put them in front of that TV, they will be good because they dry. Their t-shirt is dry. Their bib is dry. And they ain't got no other reason to be fussing for because they done ate and everything. So they should be good. Now, they'll give y'all a couple of hours or whatever to do what y'all got to do. Because sometimes they might just fall asleep right there watching the TV while they watching her and fall asleep. They still give y'all a little time to do what y'all got to do. So, if you look at it, Miss Rachel is a good help when it comes for y'all. She's a good help. She really helps y'all when it comes to the babies. Because like I said, back in the days, they didn't have that for us. We had to do it through scratch and go through our parents. Because I'm telling you, our babies used to drive us crazy. Now, I'm going to put it like this. I ain't going to say all babies used to do that. Because you have some good babies that come home from the hospital and will sleep all day and all night. And you don't have no problem. And you feed them and everything and put them in their chair and they just sit there and play, talk to themselves, whatever babies do. And then turn around, you look at them, they going to sleep. As long as the baby is fed and dry, they good. But if the baby start crying and the baby is fed and dry, then the baby crying because the baby want the mama or they want the daddy. That's why they crying. Even if they dry or fed, they still want the mama and daddy. Sometimes it ain't the case. Sometimes it can be as the baby probably have a fever. You got to test that, Make sure you have the thermometers. Now, let me tell you something. Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully to me now. Listen. Listen very carefully to what I have to say here. Now, y'all know when y'all take the babies to the doctor and they put the thermometers up under their arms. That's what you do with the thermometers that you buy from the store. You put the thermometers under their arms or you put the thermometers in their booty. Don't push it in there. Just a little tip. Understand, y'all? Listen to me. Listen. Just a little tip of the thermometer. Just a little tip. That little, what's that? Silver thing. You put that in there. Then you take it out. And then you look at the thermometer. And let the thermometer tell you if the baby got a high fever or the baby don't have a fever. You get what I'm saying? So the baby could have a temp or the baby just want the mama or the daddy. Because sometimes the baby, even if they dry, because even if y'all done change their pampers, change their t-shirts, change their bib and all that stuff and they study fussing, it got to be something else going on that you got to find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you fed them and everything. So it's got to be something else going on. Maybe the baby just want the mama to hold them or the daddy to hold them and go to sleep. Sometimes they just want to feel y'all bodies against their bodies and they just want to sleep on y'all, So y'all got to know everything about what's going on with the babies, You got to know everything. Pay attention to all the signs that the baby give you. Now, the baby can't talk, but they can give you little signs that you got to pay attention to. You got to pay attention to the signs because they throw them out there. They throw them out there and you got to pay attention to them. So this is what my father wanted me to speak on. So like I said about Miss Rachel is a good help. And Mickey Mouse a good help too. Put on Mickey Mouse because, some of the babies love Mickey Mouse too. Some of the babies love Mickey Mouse too because, Mickey Mouse is back in our days. They back in our days. And we used to let the kids watch Mickey Mouse. Some kids like Mickey Mouse. Some kids don't like Mickey Mouse. But I'm going to tell you like this. Like I said, Miss Rachel, she good with the babies. But it's other people on, it's other cartoons or whatever that be on TV. Because, all babies don't like the same thing. Everybody don't watch the same thing. So you have to go through the TV and find something that your child will like looking at. So if the baby glue their eyes on that and just stay there and watch it, that's what they like. If they glue their eyes on it and then they watch it for a minute, they don't like it. So like I say, you got to pay attention to how they act. Got to pay attention to how they act. So if they glue their eyes on it and they keep looking at it, that means they like it. If they glue their eyes on it and they just glance at it for a minute, that they don't like it. So pay attention to that. Because I'm not going to say all the babies like Miss Rachel. I'm not going to say all of them do. But if your babies do like Miss Rachel, I'm just recommending to, like my father say, I'm recommending it to y'all, to her, because she's good with the babies. She really is good with the babies. So that's what he wanted me to say to y'all. So thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.